Hello fire signs, this is going to be your elemental fire reading. This is a general reading for May 2022 and this will be for the signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, okay? If the story does not resonate with you, then please check check for your moon and rising by looking at the elemental that corresponds to those. So in other words, if you're an Aquarian moon, then look at the air elemental. If you are a water rising, then look at the water elemental, okay? Now, I'm coming to you today with a different type of reading. This is, it's not a different type of reading, it's just a different reading. I'm using the Etiela deck, not the Thoth Grand Etiela deck, but simply the Etiela deck, okay? And I talk a bit about, I write a bit about Etiela in my tarot course. Even though you've heard me say all the time that each deck has its own language, there's a divination style that goes with particular decks. It really was Etiela that we can credit with the modern way of divining cards, okay? He has this whole system. So for the past 2 or 3 years, I've been researching and studying. I've had this deck for a while. And by translating old French documents into English, and I finally got my book together here on the Etiela deck. Now, this particular deck that I'll be using today, I'm not too fond of it. I did purchase it. I'm waiting on another deck to arrive in a few days, which is the more traditional. It's the Petite Etiela. And so this is just it's a reinterpretation of the Petite Etiela deck. Now, having said all of that, there will be no Sibilas for clarification, nor will there be any card to wrap the reading up, oracle card to wrap the reading up. This is simply going to be a down and dirty reading that I'm going to give to you. Now, because the system is so extensive, I've made notes and I might have to refer back to my book. I know you guys some of you hate when I do that, but I'm sorry, that's too bad. I just don't want to get anything wrong for you. I want to give you the most accurate information that I can. And finally, I have already laid the cards out. Now, you know I like to deal the cards so you can see me do them. But because this is a new system and I'm using a new deck, then I just went ahead and laid the cards out. So let me turn the camera around and I will explain. For those of you who are Etiela card readers who may be watching this, I will apologize if you feel that I've got an interpretation wrong, but the interpretations that I have come from my own research. And secondly, this is not one of the traditional Etiela spreads, okay? He's got several spreads that he himself invented. This is basically, like I said, a quick and down and dirty reading, and this is a spread that I have come up with myself. Now, the way it works is the 6 cards across the top. This kind of tells us 2 things. It's divided, the 6th row. The 6 cards in the top row are divided into 2 sections. The first 3 cards tell us what has happened or is happening. The second set of 3 cards tells us how the situation will develop or what may be behind it, okay? Then I have the 3 cards in the middle. This tells me what is at stake. And this card in the center of these 3 is really at the crux of the situation, okay? Then these 3 cards together give me the outcome, all right? So before I get started, let me show you the cards. I have the 7 of Cups. It is called Thoughts. I have the 6 of Swords. I'm sorry, the 6 of Wands reversed. It is called Domestique. I have the number 4 Etiela Trump card or Major Arcana, number 4. It is known as the Stars. The real name of the card is Air, and this is reversed. Okay. Then I have number 8, Repose. Now, this card shows up when the reading that I'm conducting is for females. So if you are female or you identify with a female role, this card is about you. This reading, and this is you, okay? This is followed by the Five of Cups, or the Heritage card. And making up the final row of 6 is the Tower, or the Misery card. Second row, I have the reverse Six of Swords, called Declaration. I have the reversed King of Coins, called the Vicious Man. Then I have the Temperance card. Rounding out the spread, we have Justice. Then we have the Knight of Swords, the Spy. And then we have the Ten of Cups, called the City card. Okay, I've made myself a few little notes because I was kept getting these two cards, a few interpretations, confused. So I've made myself a few notes. So here's what I'm looking at. What has happened or is happening right at this moment is that you've been thinking, or maybe you've had an inclination that someone has been slandering you. And that's what this card means if you are female, upside down, reversed. Now, for some of you, this could be the idea that it may be somebody who works in your home. So say you have somebody who comes and cleans, or you have a maid, or maybe you've got a babysitter. And if it is not that, okay, then what it is, it's a family, someone in your family. All right? How this situation will develop, or what it may be about, it's about some type of inheritance or legacy or something that's been handed down. All right? Whatever this thing is, it's causing you, and it will cause you, some grief. All right? Here across the center, what these cards, this is the heart or the crux of the matter. What's at stake? So what's at stake is this idea that there is definitely an enemy in your source, or somebody who is maybe jealous or angry or extremely upset. And that too, you know, if this is not a family member, this is actually someone who, a best friend maybe, okay, who's been slandering you. They've been working in concert here with this vicious man. All right. Now, the card here, the Temperance card, is cautioning you to be careful in what you write, what you say, what you do. Handle your affairs accordingly. Thus far, you may have seemed to be okay, but you're going to have some problems. Most definitely, you're going to be having an argument and a confrontation with this vicious man. He will be a brown-haired or a dark-haired man, okay? And this card could also be an indication that there's been a quarrel or separation between, maybe this person is a family member, all right? I don't know what's going on over here with the best friend or the person in the house, okay? But there's still some gossip and slander circulating around you, okay? Which this person might want to use to their advantage. The Justice card comes out to speak about either moral, rights, being morally right, or being, let me give you hold on. It's not necessarily a legal issue per se, but it could be like you've been in a lawsuit with somebody and you've already put in a big sum of money. It says that, the outcome will be judged soon in your favor. But if this is simply about a quarrel or an argument that you've had with a friend or even a relative, this card comes out to say that the person won't be bothering you too much anymore. It will cease to become harmful. Not only that, it says that whomever has been over here talking about you, bad-mouthing you, slandering you, stirring up the shit, you're going to discover who that person is. Okay? I think you have kind of maybe had a sense, right? But you just weren't sure, you couldn't prove it, if that makes any sense. Now, normally, I find it interesting that here with the Prudence card, and the Prudence card says that it asks you not to deviate from the path that you have chosen. And when it is near this King of Coins reversed, followed by a Knight, it says that your friends are going to follow your policies. In other words, if you say, if Billy comes over here talking smack, or you see him talking smack, or whatever the case may be, you know, walk away from him. Don't talk to him, because, girl, I'm just ignoring him too, and pretty soon he's going to go away. So what friends you do have, and sometimes this can be a friend coming to your aid, all right? It's a roundabout interpretation, but that's, we can say that's true. And ultimately, this card, it's called La Vie. It is the 10. It speaks about a change, okay? All 10 speak about changes in the in any deck, really. And the 10 of Cups talks about a change within, one second, either the town, the city, the homeland, the country, the place, the site, the dwelling, the residence. So I'm not exactly sure if something's been handed down to you that might be like a piece of property, a house, or a piece of land, or something like that. Nevertheless, you are, if you are not careful, let me put it this way. You have enemies laying traps for you, okay? And one of them is going to be a friend, a best friend, and the other one is going to be a male relative, okay? And it could be that this is occurring at the same time that you get this legacy, or this thing, this will read, or something handed down to you, this bequeathment here. But also that this bequeathment and handing down is going to cause you problems. If this is a male relative, okay, then it's going to cause you some issues, and you guys are going to have fights. And if you are not careful, and you can't moderate his behavior, but you certainly can moderate your own behavior. And if you don't, if you allow things to get out of control, it could end up where you could end up losing your freedom. Let's say like taking a short stint to jail. And I don't want that to happen to you. Okay, just know that whatever has been happening in this situation, you will eventually find out who's been saying what they've been doing, okay? And you will have someone, or at least your friends will assist you in whatever policies or rules that you set about how to handle this situation, okay? That is what I have for you, fire signs, for the month of May. Again, if this story did not resonate with you, then please check back to the corresponding elemental for your moon and or rising sign. I do hope this helps. Until next time, be well, stay safe, keep your temper, don't go online talking smack, don't answer back to people if they're giving you grief. Whomever that friend is, don't start running up to your friend talking, you've been talking about me, blah, 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 blah. All of that's going to come out in the wash. Okay, it's all going to come out in the wash, and the situation will dissipate. It will, in a sense, go away, calm down, and it will be in your favor. Okay, so that's it. Be well, stay safe. Namaste.